Hello, dear students. Last time I discussed with you reported speech, and under reported speech, I did with you changing imperative sentences. So, last time I showed you the structure of changing imperative sentences from direct speech to indirect speech. Now, today I am here with you with some more ways to change imperative sentences from direct speech to indirect speech. Okay? Now let's see. When we have an imperative with do, please, or kindly, or don't, then how do we make the changes? Let's see the first example. Now, do used in an emphatic imperative is left out. Now, what does this statement mean? Let's see the example, thereafter you will understand. She said, do start at once. Now, the moment the speaker says, do start at once, now this verb do is used in an emphatic way, or it is emphasizing the listener to start something at once. That is, what is the meaning of emphatic or emphasis? That is when we put force upon something. Now here the verb do is putting force or is exerting force upon the statement. That's why this verb do is used as an emphatic imperative. Now when the verb do is used in this way, that is emphatic imperative, then how we make the changes in the sentences when we convert this from direct speech into indirect speech? It simply becomes, she emphasized me to start at once. Okay? I told you that the choice of the reporting verb in case of indirect speech depends upon the kind of verb which is used here in the imperative sentence, which is under double inverted comma in indirect speech. Now here the tone of the sentence is that the speaker is emphasizing somebody to do something at once. So I have used the verb emphasized. You can also use a verb like ordered. Okay? This also you can use. Now she ordered me to start at once. Now the rest of the structure remains the same. That is never used. That you have to keep in mind. In case of imperative sentences, whenever we convert the sentence from direct speech to indirect speech, that is not used. But I told you last time that there are little bit of exceptions which I'll also discuss with you. Okay? Now, what is the exception here? Exception is when do is used as an ordinary verb, it is not left out. Okay? Earlier we saw that when do is used in an emphatic sense, then it is left out in indirect speech. But when do is used as an ordinary verb in direct speech, when we convert that into indirect speech, it is not left out. That is, it is retained. For example, do as I do, she said to the children. That is, the speaker is saying ordinarily to do the children the way she has asked them to do. It's a normal or an ordinary verb in which that is do is used. Now this will follow the normal way of changing imperative sentences from direct speech into indirect speech. So this will simply become, that is, she asked the children to do as she did. Okay? Notice the changes very carefully. She asked the children to do, which is an infinitive, as she did. Now the pronoun I changes from, that is, the pronoun I changes into she, and the verb do here changes into did. Do is not left out, but it becomes infinitive here. That is, to plus verb, which is infinitive. If you have any doubt in the structure of the imperative sentences when we convert that into direct speech to indirect speech, you can see the previous video. Alright, now let's move on to the next one. What happens when the direct speech has got the verb like please or kindly? This I told you last time also, that whenever we have these words like please, kindly, so these are left out when we convert the imperative sentence from direct speech to indirect speech. Suppose she said, kindly pass me the book. So this will become, she requested me to pass the book. You will remember that I told you last time, whenever we have these kind of verbs like please, kindly, they are left out when we convert the direct speech into indirect speech, and we use the reporting verb requested or request. Now, why we use this? Because the moment we see please or kindly in the direct speech, the sense of the sentence becomes clear to us. That is, the speaker is requesting someone. That's why we change the reporting verb in the indirect speech as request or requested. Okay? Now, let's come to the next one. Don't. When we have this verb don't, which is a negative imperative. Now, earlier we saw regarding the emphatic imperative. Now, here we are going to see about negative imperative. That is, when you are forcefully asking somebody not to do something, then how we make the changes from direct speech to indirect speech. For example, don't write on walls, he told us. Now, the moment we listen to the sentence, don't write on walls, we can understand that the speaker is asking somebody not to do something forcefully. Okay? Or the speaker wants somebody not to do something which the speaker has said. Okay? Now, in such conditions, how the changes are to be made? It's very simple. So, it will become, he ordered us not to write on walls. Okay? Now, how have I got this word or verb ordered? I have simply derived this from the negative imperative don't. From here I can understand the tone of the sentence, and that's why the sense is clear to me and I am using the reporting verb ordered. Okay? I have used not plus infinitive, that is not plus infinitive means not plus to plus verb. Is that clear? Now, let's see some more examples. He said, don't sleep in the class. Now, you can again convert this direct speech into indirect speech like, he ordered me not to sleep in the class. Now, you see I have provided the object over here because the object in the reporting clause is not clear. That's why I can provide the object on my own. It can be he ordered me, it can be he ordered him, it can be he ordered her, it can be he ordered them, it can be anything. Alright, so he ordered me not to sleep in the class. Just notice the similarity between the previous sentence and this sentence. Okay, the previous sentence it was, he ordered us not to write on the walls, and in the next sentence it becomes, he ordered me not to sleep in the class. Alright, now this particular sentence, when we are using a negative imperative, we can write the sentence in the other way also. Instead of using not plus infinitive, there is another option. You can use forbid plus infinitive. Forbid means, that is asking somebody not to do something, or it's a kind of prohibition. That is, you do not want somebody to do something. Alright, how can you use this? This will simply become, he forbade me not to sleep in the class. Now notice how the change has occurred in the reporting verb. Now forbid is V1 form of verb, and because we are changing into indirect speech, we are changing the tense of the reporting verb from V1 to V2. And how we have, or why we have changed the tense of the reporting verb from V1 to V2, we have to see this reporting verb. This reporting verb is already in V2 form. So whenever we have the reporting verb in the V2 form, whenever we convert that into indirect speech, we always convert the V2 form. That is, we always convert the reporting verb into V2 form of verb. Okay? Now let's come to the next one. Mustn't or must not. Mustn't is the contracted form of the verb must not. Okay? Now, see the example carefully. She said, you mustn't drive rashly. Or you can write, you must not drive rashly. That is, you are asking somebody in a very forceful manner that the person must not drive rashly. That is, it is completely a no. Alright? Now, whenever we have must not or mustn't, we can change the sentence from direct speech to indirect speech in two ways. If you are taking it as a statement, that is, we have done the statements earlier, that is in the beginning. If we are using it as a statement, we can simply apply the rules of the statements whenever we convert the statements from direct speech into indirect speech. So you can simply write, she ordered that I must not drive rashly. Okay? Now, if you are using it as an imperative sentence, then you can follow the rules of the imperative sentence in case of must not. Like when I am taking it as a command, I will be writing the sentence in the way we have been writing for a while. It becomes, she ordered me not to drive rashly. Okay? Now see the difference between these two sentences. She ordered that I must not drive rashly. You can write commanded also. No issues. You can write it. She ordered that I must not drive rashly, or she commanded that I must not drive rashly. Alright. So this is purely statement. That is, a statement in direct speech is converted into indirect speech. Alright. Now, the moment I am considering it as an imperative sentence, I am using the structure of the imperative sentences. So what happens? That is not at all used, and I have not plus infinitive. That is the structure that we saw a little while ago. This is the difference when we use must not. So you have got two options. If you are considering any sentence in direct speech having must not, you can take it as a statement also, you can take it as a command also. The choice is yours. In both the conditions, the conversions are correct. There is nothing to worry about. Alright? Now, in the next session, I'll be discussing with you some more examples of changing imperative sentences from direct speech into indirect speech. Thank you.